Hi, everybody. Good Tuesday to you. Thank you for spending 30 minutes, give or take, with us this evening. Another beautiful, albeit hot, summer-like day in the neighborhood on this 17th day of September. We're going to talk about that. One record set at the National Weather Service office, and possibly another to fall again as well in a few days if the forecast holds true. We'll take a look back and a look forward about your weather. Looking forward just a bit, really, the best chances we've got right now for any precipitation, and we need it, let's be honest, is via a weak cold front that may stroll through the area late Sunday into the first of next week, and right now, not a great deal of chances that we're going to see much out of that. But if you're liking this weather, you're going to continue to experience it for quite some time. It is setting records. It's also putting burn bans in effect in multiple counties. An update on that. Also, an update on a major investment, $250 million into Kentucky. It's not local news, but news like this is always good news. The governor's marijuana eradication team has been hovering over Kentucky, eastern Kentucky as well, for months, and was hovering over Magoffin County the last couple of days. They made their first arrest related to marijuana in Magoffin County. We have a candidate who was just sitting essentially in my spot here for an interview this past March before the primary, who is the subject of a lawsuit to have him removed from the November ballot for Kentucky's Attorney General. Tyler Childers has got a big show set for the area coming up pretty soon, and a lot of other news and information. Yep, it's been a busy day here. And speaking of busy days, cameras tonight at the Magoffin County Board of Education, Magoffin County Fiscal Court meetings, and more meetings to come throughout the week. So, as always, stay tuned. A lot to see and cover in here. Governor Bevin has now joined a coalition of officials from a total of 20 states thus far in supporting the Trump administration's pro-coal Affordable Clean Energy rule as it faces a challenge in court by Democratic attorneys general. The coalition, in a motion that was filed just days ago on the 12th, seeks to intervene in support of the Trump administration's repeal of former President Obama's Clean Power Plan. Governor Bevin says that Kentuckians are grateful for President Trump and the Environmental Protection Agency's new Affordable Clean Energy rule. The Obama administration's former Clean Power Plan was poised to shut down power plants, put coal miners out of business, and cause devastating harm to state economies like ours, all with no tangible benefit to anyone. He says that the state of Kentucky should be proud to join this strong coalition in defense of states' rights to innovate and modernize their own energy plans. The coalition's motion, per the governor's office, contends that the interest of their respective states in maintaining their sovereignty will be impaired without intervention through this lawsuit. The states also argue that they must intervene since they have no other entity that will adequately represent these interests. The Affordable Clean Energy Rule will respect the important role of states in regulating energy and air quality. It's being called a significant step forward in embracing Congress's intent for cooperation between the state and the federal governments, correcting, the governor says, the Obama-era one-size-fits-all model that promised to devastate coal communities across the nation. West Virginia began the motion. Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Georgia, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, and Wyoming, and now Kentucky, all part of that motion. Starting on July the 1st, Kentucky State Police officers have been serving in the capacity of the governor's marijuana eradication team and have, as you have seen here as of late in Magoffin County, hovering above in a helicopter or helicopters looking for marijuana plots and plants. And they made 2 arrests yesterday in Magoffin County. One directly related to the cultivation of marijuana, the other indirectly, so to speak, as they were merely questioning some individuals looking for who may have been tending to the marijuana crop in the general area. That resulted in the arrest of a Magoffin County man who had active warrants in his name for several years. Yesterday, the governor's marijuana eradication team located and destroyed a total of 2 marijuana plants and took some processed marijuana from a Magoffin County residence. when officers with the Kentucky State Police serving on the team went to the residence of Charles Robert Holton and knocked on the door. But they say he came and was immediately disruptive with the police, yelling and cursing and throwing his hands up, asking what the police were doing there when they returned and asked him what was he doing with the marijuana plants out behind his home. He claimed them for personal use, and then when officers asked him to step outside, he tried to jerk away and then took an aggressive stance with police, which then had to take him to the ground in order to take him into custody. He admitted to having some processed marijuana inside the home, which they found inside a bedroom. They also found some 3 pipes used for smoking marijuana with that box of processed pot. He was charged with cultivating marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and menacing, and placed in the Big Sandy jail. While another arrest took place not directly marijuana related, but I'm told that those same officers destroyed several marijuana plants in a portion of Magoffin County, and while questioning some landowners in the area, asked to search a Magoffin County residence, and after some doing, were granted permission, and in doing so found a Magoffin County man who had been sought for several years on several outstanding warrants. 47-year-old Paul Marshall of Sagersville gave up to authorities without incidents once they yelled inside for him. He was wanted on numerous warrants: parole violation, contempt of court, 3 failure to appears dating back to 2014, 2015, and 2016, all being active warrants since that time. Those warrants were served. He didn't face any additional charges, and he was placed in the Big Sandy jail. Also coming out of Magoffin County from the Magoffin County Judge Executive's office, the county is now just one of the latest counties to declare a complete burning ban given current conditions outside. So far, we have Floyd and Johnson, as well as a host of other counties, including Pike and Lee and Lincoln and Jackson. That list continues to grow, now with Magoffin County added to it after I don't want to call it a drought situation because we are not there. Well, some parts of the state in a moderate drought category. It's not causing any other complications for us here in Magoffin County as of yet, with the exception of a lot of brown grass, a lot of other vegetation, of course, needing some water, but also increasing dramatically that threat of forest fires. Magoffin County, one of the latest to declare an emergency burning ban through an executive order from the Magoffin County Judge Executive. This being issued just about the same time I think I sat down for the program last night at 6. The judge noting that where they've had at least 3 forest fires in just the past few days, and due to the current conditions and predicted weather conditions and the extraordinary danger of forest fires, he has put a ban in effect on all open burning in Magoffin County for the foreseeable future. So all outdoor burning in Magoffin County is prohibited until further notice. This ban will remain in full force and effect until it's lifted or modified, and that, of course, is going to come when the weather changes. And we have no sign of the weather changing. We have a weak cold front at the start of next week that gives us our best and only chances, and they're very minimal at that at this time. So with that said, we'll turn back to talking about the dry conditions not just now, but also historically, and some other weather information in a few moments after a few more headlines.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. Big Sandy Healthcare and Hope Family Medical Center are proud to announce the newest addition to their staff and team of over 200 dedicated employees and medical professionals. Podiatrist Dr. Cheryl Stalder Cheney has joined Big Sandy Healthcare at the Hope Family Podiatry Center in Sayersville on Beriah Boulevard, just a couple of doors up from the least famous recipe. For anything minor or serious foot or ankle related, Dr. Stalder Cheney is now accepting new patients at Hope Family Podiatry Center in Sayersville. Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there. At Parkway Pharmacy, here's a little of what's new at Parkway Gun and Pawn. A big selection of hunting, bowie knives, some to use, some to collect, or both, starting as low as $14.99 a piece. Hey gamers, while they last, they just got in 2 PS4 Pro editions in perfect condition. And as new, still in the packaging, big flat screens at big discounts. A new selection of kitchen gear and appliances, and even a new in-the-box 30-gallon electric hot water heater. You never know what you're going to save on, but you're always going to save at Parkway Gun and Pawn. It's not local news, but it's Kentucky news, and it's big Kentucky news coming from one of the biggest names in the world, Apple, announcing today that they are investing another $250 million into their Harrodsburg glass manufacturing plant. Corning Incorporated will get, in addition to the $200 million they got from Apple in May of 2017, another $250 million to help make all that glass for all of your Apple products, from the phone to the iPad to the watch. The combined investment supports Corning's research and development into state-of-the-art glass processes, equipment, and materials, integral to the delivery of the next generation consumer services, with, of course, a new iPhone and other products ready to hit the shelves or at least be available for order in the next few days. With some photographs from the Harrodsburg facility as a backdrop, Jeff Williams, who is Apple's chief operating officer, tells us in a press release that Apple and Corning's rich history dates back more than a decade, and their partnership revolutionized glass and transformed the technology industry with the first iPhone. This award underscores Apple and Corning's shared belief in the vital role that ingenuity plays in creating industry-leading products, and the pride that both companies take in applying American innovation and advanced manufacturing to solve some of the world's toughest technology challenges. Glass for every generation of iPhone, including the new iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro, which will be available in just the coming days, has been made at Corning's Harrodsburg, Kentucky plant. The newest iPhone models feature the toughest glass, they say, ever in a smartphone, as well as a back machined from a single piece of glass that allows for wireless charging. Well, as we referred to yesterday, and as we probably will refer to each and every day between now and then, the November general election quickly approaching, now less than 50 days away. Tonight, it is a lawsuit, however, that seeks to remove the name of a candidate for Kentucky's Attorney General from the ballot, a candidate which actually sat in this chair back in March as he made a stop into the Your News Today and Sayersville Independent offices and studios, as he was then seeking the nominee in the May primary, which he did receive from Kentucky voters. However, there is now a lawsuit saying that he doesn't have the required experience that's demanded by statute to be on the ballot. From what I have read, the Kentucky Bar Association shows Cameron as an active listing since October of 2011, 8 years ago. However, the lawsuit claims that he has not been, or could not have been, practicing law that entire 8 years. The 33-year-old Republican candidate for Kentucky's Attorney General spent his first 2 years after passing the bar serving as a clerk for U.S. District Judge Gregory Van Tatenhoff. And Kentucky law reportedly states that judicial clerks are not allowed by statute to practice law during their clerkships. After those 2 years as the judge's clerk, Cameron went to work for U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell in Washington, and then relocated back to Kentucky in Louisville in 2017, where he's been employed as a lawyer and a lobbyist since that time. What does this mean? Well, it looks as though if his name were to be removed, that the Republican Party would be able to replace his name on the ballot with another candidate. They mere 45 to 48 days away, whatever it is, from the election. Not the greatest of scenarios, certainly, for the Republican Party or Cameron. It's all still under review. The lawsuit is expected to be expedited through the courts, given the sensitivity of the timeline. We'll keep you posted. Before we go on to other headlines, here's tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. First up, a reminder that tomorrow night starts the 36th annual Homecoming and Old-Fashioned Day at the Sagersville Pentecostal Church. That's Wednesday through Saturday, nightly at 7, Sunday morning at 11. They've got anointed preaching and singing every night with different preachers there. They hope that you will join them starting tomorrow night at 7. And you didn't have to RSVP unless you wanted to get in for one of the free gifts or a free incentive. So you can still come, moms or moms-to-be. If you're pregnant or your baby is under 2 months, there's a free baby shower here in McGoffin County at the Health Department tomorrow afternoon, 1 till 3. And this is your last reminder. Free gifts, lunch provided, a lot of free information. I can promise you it'll be much worth your while. That's tomorrow at the McGoffin County Health Department. And this is exactly how you get announcements and birthdays and anniversaries too on our community calendar, so send them every time you've got one you need announced. I have, as we move on, brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home one funeral service announcement tonight in honor of 55-year-old Cash Edward Gibson of Limestone Road, who passed away on the 15th, the son of Ernest Reisner and the late Anna Gibson Reisner. Besides his father, he's survived by his brother Ernest Ray Reisner Jr. and sisters Margie Miller and Anna Reisner. Visitation is tonight, all day tomorrow, and up until Thursday's services that start at 1 o'clock at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Whether it's game time, family time, or any kind of fun or hungry time, it's always a perfect time for the party platter from your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. 20 crispy buffalo wings, 20 hot and spicy wings, fried pickles, cheese sticks, jalapeno poppers, mini corn dogs, jumbo breast strips, and spicy jumbo dippers. It feeds a crowd for only $34.99, and you get $3 off if you call and order one at least a day ahead. It's party time at your Sagersville Lee's. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to conleytire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785. Never seen what's inside the seasonal shop? You've never seen anything like it. And if you have seen what's inside the seasonal shop, you've never seen it like this. From all the styles of pillows, dishware, bedding, and wall hangings, it's full of beautiful home decor. And there are frames for anyone and any occasion. There are neat and unique ways to design and do it yourself. There are flowers too perfect to be real. And from expecting moms to newborns, toddlers, teens, and adults, the fashions and designs and jewelry are simply endless and always changing at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. Well, the young man from Lawrence County who has a young man from McGoffin County playing keys for him, and a host of other talent as well worked in, has a big show set to his tour. They've been touring in other parts of the world, some really big parts of the world. I'm still hoping to sit down with Chase Lewis and, of course, Tyler Childers sometime in the future, whenever they get their feet on the ground. But tonight, it's an announcement about them coming back to Eastern Kentucky. So this might indeed be my chance, maybe my first chance. I'll have to wait until December, where Tyler Childers has been or has announced that he's set to play 2 big shows in Pikeville.
Run me ragged, but I don't fret, 'cause there ain't been one slow me down, none yet.
Not only is Lawrence County's Tyler Childers coming back home, essentially, to Eastern Kentucky, he's doing it on a couple of big dates. Yeah, that's a couple, as in he's doing 2 shows. One on Saturday, close to the end of the year, on December the 28th. The other one, Tuesday of December, which also is the 31st, and that's New Year's Eve. And they're predicting a big show. They're also predicting sellout crowds for both shows at this time, telling everyone to get your tickets now. They're also predicting that, he's only going to be growing in his not just musical career, but his audiences as well. And seeing him at the Pikeville location might not be something you'll be able to do before too long, because, well, it won't be able to hold the crowd. As far as tickets, they range from $29.50 to $59.50, and they'll actually go on sale this Friday. You can get them on Ticketmaster.com, or you can get them at the box office there at the Appalachian Wireless Arena, formerly the Eastern Kentucky Expo Center. You can also call over the phone and get them at 1-800-745-3000. Tickets, once again, on sale this Friday for the December 28th and New Year's Eve shows. Well, before we can take a look at your Licking Valley RECC Outlook, let's take a look back on today's date in weather history and the last 19 days and counting for the Jackson Weather Service, as we are counting as well. Before we talk about that continued warm and dry outlook, let's reflect a little, beginning with the On This Date in Weather History segment. In 1980, there were some strong wind gusts that did some damage to a home in London, but in 2004, much of eastern Kentucky was getting dumped on by what was left over of Hurricane Ivan. We're talking about nearly 3 inches of rainfall at the Jackson Weather Service alone, 4.32 inches at the London Corbin Airport, and for the rest of us all over other parts of eastern Kentucky, we were anywhere from those 2 numbers to in between. So definitely not a dry day or time in 2004. Speaking of just how dry it is now, they've been keeping count, as they always do. And the National Weather Service out of Jackson says they've gone 19 consecutive days without even a trace of precipitation. That breaks a record that was set in September of 1999, when 18 consecutive days occurred without any precipitation. September of 1999 went on to only a record 1.13 inches of total rainfall for the entire month. The next benchmark for a potential record will occur on September the 22nd. That's this Sunday. That is the longest period ever recorded at Jackson without measurable rainfall. So the question remains, will we set another new record? Now, for that outlook, the best chance that we've got of any showers comes via a weak cold front that comes into town late Sunday and in the first of next week. And as you're about to see, there's not many chances of showers associated with it at this time. But still, if you're enjoying these final few days of summer, as fall is just days away, well, enjoy right on. The monthly average for September as far as total rainfall, 3.46 inches. We're nowhere close to that. Now, I do know yesterday afternoon and early evening that some folks saw, I know over at my house in Dixie, saw a brief moment of a few drops, just enough to say that they saw a brief moment of some few drops, and some other people saw the same. I don't think anyone saw anything that would be considered measurable, just noticeable. So we're going to maybe set another record towards the end of the week. We'll follow Jackson in our current conditions and see what happens. Here's what's happening right now in your Licking Valley RECC outlook. A low of 58 degrees, partly cloudy tonight, and look for fog at the beginning and end of each of the next several days, including tonight. Fog lingering into your Wednesday morning. We'll see 88 warm degrees, to put it nicely tomorrow. Mostly sunny, mostly clear, 60 tomorrow night. We'll drop off about 4 degrees for Thursday, 84, 56, your high and low. Still mostly sunny, mostly clear, completely dry. Friday, we're going to hold on to the mid-80s, still that patchy fog, morning and night. Late night, that is, and mostly sunny, but 86 and 57 on your Friday. Saturday, warmer again, 88, mostly sunny, still no sign of showers or storms through Saturday. So keep that in mind. No burning of anything at any time right now per that burning ban. Rightfully so. Sunday, temperatures are going to hold on to the upper 80s. We're going to see a slight chance of showers start to work its way into the forecast. Sunday to the tune of 20%. That's late Sunday night. So right now I expect to see a dry and really warm weekend full of sunshine and upper 80s. That 20% chance of showers late Sunday night carries into your Monday with still only a 20% threat. And really we don't see any big shower chances from there. Again, I had cameras tonight at the Montgomery County Fiscal Court, Montgomery County Board of Education, and who knows elsewhere. Let's find out tomorrow, will you? When I see you then. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.